I mean, some of our competitors, they're not even selling the tissue. They're like, oh, we'll give you an isolation, and we're